Hi, this is Sara with Posh Pooch Designs, and it's our ugly sweater virtual party. Come on in. This is my yarn studio, and I'm so glad you're here. Maximo today is wearing the gingerbread sweater. Rosie was too. She took off for the hills. There you go. You want to show your sweater? Come on. Come on. Come on. Hers is similar to Max's. It just has a ruffle in the back. Such good babies. Good babies. Well, today is our virtual ugly sweater party, and I have a lot of fun things to do. And once we get about halfway through, I'm going to tell you all about our free pattern that I'm giving away today. Good morning, Jennifer. Have you got your coffee? Remember to clink in. I've got my ugly sweater coffee cozy on my coffee cup today. One thing I've found out is if you push it up too high, you get your lipstick on the edge of your coffee cozy. Good morning, Petra. Has everyone got their ugly sweaters on? Do you have your coffee? Remember to clink in with your coffee. Good morning, Michelle. I just got regular old coffee today. I was all out of my chocolate peppermint that I like. Well, we have a lot of fun things planned for today. And like I said, I have a free dog sweater pattern that I'm going to give away to you today. Good morning, Elizabeth. Clink. Well, like I said, I have a free dog sweater pattern that I am going to give away. I was going to just have you post a picture of yourself in a ugly sweater and then tell you to email me. I just decided to make it free on Ravelry, so I'm going to leave that link. It's called the Easy Stripe Dog Sweater, and I'm going to leave that link underneath this video when we're done. Now, the sweater is a super simple sweater, all stitched, I think, in double crochets. And it comes with the sizes of extra, extra small, small, and medium. And that's for dogs 2 to 15 pounds. Now, it's a really easy sweater, and it's really easy to adjust. That's our free pattern that I'm giving to you to say Merry Christmas and thank you for being a fan and a friend of Sara Sach of Posh Pooch Designs. Now, before we get started, I thought that I would read you a heartfelt little poem that I wrote. Are you ready? I hope this doesn't make you cry. As I don't like, you know, sappy, well, I do, but I don't want to make you cry today, okay? So I wrote it out, and I'm going to hold my ball of yarn so that you understand what the poem's about. Are you ready? It's called My Red Ball of Yarn. My ball of yarn is red. My crochet hook is blue. If you talk to me while I'm counting, I will punch you. Isn't that really heartfelt? Want me to say it again, just in case you didn't get it? My ball of yarn is red. My crochet hook is blue. And if you talk to me while I'm counting, I will punch you. Okay, I just had to put that in. So, today's our ugly sweater party. Does anybody know how the ugly sweater parties, or just the ugly Christmas sweaters started? Well, I looked it up. Let me grab my glasses so I can read for some reason I typed my notes really tiny today. I looked it up, and one of the things it said is that the first ugly sweater started with Bill Cosby and the crazy sweaters he used to wear on his show. And then I read another thing that it said that the ugly sweater started in Vancouver, Canada. It claims to be the birthplace of the first ugly sweater party in 2002. Every year at the Commodore Ballroom in Vancouver, A party is held and the dress code is an ugly sweater. That was in 2002. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. These are just some fun facts that I got off the internet. So, then it said, ugly sweaters and ugly sweater parties also started because people started making fun of the sweaters that people were wearing. And instead of saying, that's a pretty Christmas sweater, good morning, Nadine. Instead of saying, that's an ugly Christmas sweater, they would say, well, that's an ugly Christmas sweater. And it became a fad. And everybody started pulling sweaters out of their closet or going to Goodwill or any other thrift store trying to find some crazy ugly sweaters. I've got a Santa one on. And the neat thing is now you can go to JCPenney's or Kohl's or Walmart or Target, and they have sweaters that are specifically ugly sweaters or ugly Christmas sweaters. I just love that. I think it's so much fun. So, did my poem at the beginning make anybody cry or anything? Good morning, Tina. Also, remember that when you're trying to count your stitches and people are talking to you. It came up the other night because I have a bunch of dog hat sweater orders and I'm trying to get finished up, and my husband wanted to talk to me about his drone. Yeah, he bought himself a drone. It's really lots of fun. Well, good evening, Rachel. Is it evening where you're at? Well, I'm glad you joined us. Did y'all clink in with your coffee? Clink. Now, remember, this little sweater pattern is free on my blog, and it's also on YouTube, so go make you some. Super easy. It's just a super easy little coffee cover, and you put sleeves on it. Super fun. Add a little button. Super fun. I made these last year for my Crochet Girls Club. Tina says she just counts louder, and I do that too. But my husband was explaining to me all the fun stuff he can do with this drone and everything. And it is really interesting and everything. And I really am enjoying it. But Rachel said she's got a Dr. Pepper. You know what? That's okay. I used to be addicted to Dr. Pepper. I'm from Oklahoma. Texas, Oklahoma people, we love our Dr. Pepper. And then I switched to Diet Dr. Pepper. And I was so addicted. And I haven't had one probably in a year. And originally I had gone a couple years, and then I guess it's been longer than that. But then I started drinking it again. Jennifer says she wears headphones. That's a good idea. I have to get me some great big ones that look like crochet earmuffs. That's an excellent idea. Okay, let me say it again in case you missed my poem at the beginning. Those of you that are just coming in. This was the heartfelt poem that I read at the beginning of our broadcast. It says, my yarn ball is red. My crochet hook is blue. If you talk to me while I'm counting, I will punch you. I just love this. She said she gets bad head if I don't drink it. Does that mean you get crazy in the head? I get bad headaches, and it took me a long time to get past that, and that's probably what you're talking about. Maximo's whining at me. All right, so we talked about the history of the ugly sweater, and that's really lots of fun. And if you can see, I've got my other sweater back there that says this is my ugly sweater, and I've got some sweaters hanging up and some sweaters on my Christmas tree just for fun. And what's the matter, buddy? Come here. Maximo's whining. Let me grab him. Come here, baby. Here he is. Did you miss him at the beginning? Here's my Maximo. He's wearing his gingerbread sweater today because he's so cute. He doesn't have any ugly sweaters. Isn't he special? He's my ornery boy. He whines like a baby and growls like an old man. Alrighty. Rosie, you want to sit behind me? Sometimes they like to sit behind me. There you go, babe. Alright, let me pop him behind there. Let's get busy with our party. So I couldn't make any cookies, and we can't share any drinks together, or any of those things that we usually do at an ugly sweater. But what I would like you to do is, if you're wearing an ugly sweater, or you just have a picture of yourself in an ugly sweater, go ahead and post that underneath the video or somewhere on my page is fine, anywhere. And if you used some sort of pattern or applique or something, go ahead and link it. That's totally fine. People love that. Okay, now if you missed it at the beginning of the video, there is a free pattern for everybody, a dog sweater pattern. And like I said, I was going to do it where everybody posts a picture and then you can email me. And I thought, oh, that's so silly. So I just made it on Ravelry free. You don't need a code or anything. And I'll put that link underneath this video. It's called the Easy Striped Dog Sweater Pattern. It has the 4 sizes in it. So anyway, that's my present to you to say Merry Christmas and thank you for being friends and fans of Posh Pooch Designs. Now, I have another poem I wanted to read, and this one's a little bit longer, but it's not any more serious. My thinking is there's enough serious stuff out there that we need to have us some fun. All right, so I found this poem. Let me put my glasses back on. It's called My Wife is a Hooker. Are you ready? It says, my wife is a hooker. Of this she's mighty proud, and the stories of her exploits are legends in our town. She's shameless with her talents. She'll go hooking anywhere. And if people want to watch her, she doesn't even care. It seems to be a family thing. Her mother taught her how. Seems her grandma was a hooker too. And my daughter's hooking now. She goes to hookers' meetings to learn all the new techniques. She starts hooking in a frenzy and won't talk to me for weeks. She doesn't do the housework. She doesn't make the beds. No, she doesn't have time for that. She'd rather hook instead. My wife is a hooker, and I curse that awful day when she picked up her first hook and yarn and she learned how to crochet. I thought this was great. Now, I am a hooker. My daughter is a hooker, but my mother was not. My mom didn't do a lot of crafts and stuff. Her gifts were in music. And so, hopefully, I can pass my hookerness on to my daughter and maybe my granddaughters. How about that? Or my grandson likes to. He's learning. Anyway, I thought that was a fun little poem that I just kind of stumbled across. So, if you have a question or a poem or something that you want me to talk about, feel free to message me that or email me that, I should say. Now, I want to answer a couple of questions I got this week. One of them is, I think I'm on the wrong side. One of them said, where did your message tab go on your Facebook page? Well, this time of year, I'm getting tons of messages. And if you purchase one of my patterns, the email address is on the pattern, and you can just email me if you have a question. If you got it through Ravelry, you can contact me through Ravelry. If you got it through Craftsy or Etsy, you can contact me through those places too. And of course, email sach@poshpoochdesigns.com. Now, I canceled or turned off or whatever you call it, my messages on my Facebook page because it was just too much. And I was having trouble keeping up with all of the places. And a lot of times I would get the same message at Craftsy or Ravelry or Etsy, and then they would send me a message and an email. And you don't need to do all of those things. I check my emails every morning, and I even check my spam files just in case that your message goes there. So if you need to ask me a question about a pattern, or you want to just ask me a question, or just anything, you can contact me through Ravelry, Etsy, Craftsy, or my email, which, like I said, sach@poshpoochdesigns.com. And that email address is on my Facebook page, so it's on there as well. Okay? Now, the other thing, the question that I got was, where are all my free patterns? And what you're going to find on Etsy and Craftsy, I don't have any free patterns. I decided to separate them. Where you'll find my free patterns is on Ravelry. And when you click on Ravelry, it'll say free. And then you click that free thing, it'll take you right to my blog. And all my free patterns are on my blog. And if you look at the top of my blog, there are some little tabs. It says free crochet patterns, free crochet patterns for dogs, free Colorado patterns, because I have a section of just Colorado patterns that are free. And then I have free knitting patterns. And I don't have a lot of knitting patterns if you're a knitter. I was doing some, but, and I like to knit, but my heart really is in crochet. And so that's where all you have to do is click those tabs and it'll take you to the whole list. All the categories are in there. Hats, scarves, miscellaneous, kitchen, baby, blankets, Christmas, all of those things are in there. And if you ever can't find something, I'm telling you, your number one place to look is Google. Just if you're looking for, say, one of my, I don't know, maybe this headband. It's not coming out yet till tomorrow, but hush now, no barking. All you have to do is Google Sara Sach headband, and all my patterns will come up, or Posh Pooch Designs headbands. Because what we did in this last couple years is we've expanded from just doing dog items to doing all kinds of items, all kinds of fun items. And I started doing this because I got lots of people asking me for something simple. My stuff, my patterns, I try really hard to keep them simple. I want them to look complicated, but be simple to make. That's my secret. So the motto has been for the last couple years, crochet patterns for dogs, crochet patterns for people, and crochet patterns for fun. So you'll find all of those things. And we were expanding out. I did a lot of Christmas stuff this year. And the other place that you'll find my free stuff is on YouTube. And I know some of my older patterns aren't wonderful as far as the video. We've been going through updating and retesting, you know. And so there's a lot of them that are older than when I first started, that I am planning on starting in January, fixing some of those and making them a little bit better. But I want to get through the Christmas season because I have so much fun Christmas stuff I want to share with you guys. Okay, so those are the questions that I got this week. I didn't get any technique questions or stitch questions or anything like that, but just these questions here. And the main one was, where did my message button go off my Facebook page? Don't panic. My email address is there. You can always get a hold of me there or through the other venues. And the thing is, if you punch the About tab on my Facebook page, all my stuff will come up. It'll show you Ravelry, Etsy, Craftsy, email address, all that stuff will come up. So on a business page, you get all the information you need to contact that person that you're trying to get a hold of. And always, if you have a question, just email me. That's really the best way to go. That way I can send you pictures if you need them, or better explanation if you need it. All right, so what's going on this week at Posh Pooch Designs? Well, see that green stocking behind me? That is my stocking. I originally made it this big, 19 inches, and did it with two strands of just worsted weight yarn, and I used up yarn I already had, and it worked out really great. Well, I ordered in some Bernat blanket, and this is what it looks like, Bernat Blanket Brights. It's so soft and squishy. I love this yarn because a lot of these Chanel type yarns are really flimsy and they break. This stuff is sturdy. And it's also soft and squishy. It doesn't have any stretch, and I think that's why it's so much sturdier. But if you're going to make a blanket or a stocking, you don't want it to have any stretch anyway. Well, I ordered in this kind. Let me grab this stocking behind me. I ordered in this here. I used the red of the regular Bernat for the toes and the white. And I ordered in this. This is called Raspberry Stripe. And as I began working with it, I noticed that it was striping sideways. And I absolutely love the way this turned out. With your Bernat blanket yarn, doing the exact same pattern as I do for my regular big stocking with 2 worsted weight, you just go up to an end hook. 9mm, 10mm, both will work just fine for this one. And your Bernat yarn, blanket yarn, one strand, because with the worsted weight you're using 2 strands and a K-hook. This comes out to be about 22, 23 inches. It is huge. You can stuff lots of goodies inside this stocking. You're going to put Santa to work filling this up with good stuff. But I was just so excited with the way that the yarn striped. Isn't that neat? So I know there's lots of talk about yarn pooling right now. And I've done some, and I liked it okay. You can see there's some, you know, right up there that I did. I just did a scarf. I rolled it up. And I liked it. It was fun. But once I did it, I was like, oh, okay, I did it. And then I did this, and this was by accident, and I just absolutely love it. So this is Raspberry Stripe, and I got it because I thought it looked like peppermint. So, and it takes almost a whole, let's see how many ounces is on here, 10.5 ounces. It took about 9 ounces of it. So for the center, and then of course the others are like 3 ounces and 2 ounces. So, I mean, and I absolutely love it. This is Oma's stocking. And that green one over there is Opa's stocking. So I need my grandkids to send me lots of those coffee M&Ms and fill these up. That was so exciting. I loved it. Now the next thing we're going to do tomorrow is I actually have 3 new patterns that I'm releasing this week. I don't normally do that, but I waited. Tina, she says she's not showing it to her family. They'll want one that big. Anyway, I got 3 new patterns that I'm going to be releasing this week. And then that's all I'm going to be releasing for a while. Everything else will be other older patterns that I've already done. So anyway, this is a headband. It's stitched with a V-stitch. And believe it or not, the headband that I'm wearing is the same pattern. You just add the white, a stripe of white, and then you just add the details. And I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow. And I'll also explain how to make it a little bit wider if you want it thicker, you know, for a thicker ear warmer. So that's something for tomorrow. Another brand new pattern that I've been working on. I had a hard time getting this one finished up. And it's my little gingerbread man. He's really, really easy because his body is stitched all in one. And then the arms and the legs are all exactly the same. And then you use the scarf to cinch in his neck. It's really easy. Like I said, I like patterns that look complicated but are super easy to make. And I think you're going to really like making this one. This one's a lot of fun. Okay, and then the last pattern I'm doing this week is what I'm calling my Peppermint Doily. And it looks like a doily in the middle, and then it has the edges. And this one I did in white and red so that it looks like peppermint. It's really simple. Again, these are V-stitches. Lots of fun. And then you put the edges on for the candy wrappers. And this one definitely will need to be blocked. And then this one's just done in green and red just so you can see that it's just a doily if you don't want to add the edges on. And it makes a beautiful place for a placemat, or to put a candle, or, you know, whatever you want to do for festiveness. I mean, it's great for a centerpiece or whatever. Just a super simple doily that you can add the edges on to make it into peppermint. And those are the 3 patterns that I'm going to be releasing this week. And they're all brand new patterns. They're not out there. A lot of them, you know, I update and do a video on my I love peppermint too, Missy. Peppermint is my favorite. It's all started, let me go into this story. I'm allergic to cinnamon, and I break out in these horrible rashes, and my throat starts getting itchy. Anyway, you don't need all that nonsense. But at Christmas time and in the holidays, everyone's doing all this cinnamon stuff. I started doing peppermint, and then chocolate, and I think that I'm the one who made mocha chocolate peppermint coffee popular. Because I would buy it everywhere, and I still do, and it's really hard to find for your Keurig machine. Yes, they would be cool placemats. And the truth is, the way the pattern's written, the bigger outside that you get, you just put more chains in between your V-stitches. So you could do as many rows as you wanted to if you wanted to make this a little bit bigger. That's why I say, again, I love patterns that are simple but look complicated. And this is so neat because you just carry your thread across the back. So you don't have all those ends to weave in when you're changing colors. And the truth is, you can make it all one color if you want to. It's totally up to you. So that's what's going on this week at Posh Pooch Design. Now, don't forget to look for that free pattern. I'm going to put it in the links. And you can share it wherever you want to. You can share it. When I say share it, I mean share the link, not the pattern. And then, of course, it'll be on the blog when I get the blog out, finished up and out there. So, anyway, that is our ugly sweater Christmas party. Post a picture of yourself. I was going to, like I said, have everybody post a picture and then send me an email. And I thought, that's just silly. Just put it out there for free and they can get the pattern. So that's what I did. Well, anyway, I'm going to let you go. I just want to wish you a very, very, very Merry Christmas and lots of happy holidays and lots of fun time with your families and friends. And also, remember at this time of year, some of us have family around and some of us don't. So try to keep in mind that there are those that may not have their family around or family members have passed. Like my mom is, spending Christmas in heaven. So try to remember those people around you. Maybe invite someone over or go have pie with someone or anything that you can do to cheer up a friend. So, Merry Christmas to all and keep it crafty.